A place to lie down as comfortably as you can. And we're going to take a minute to scan and see how it is that the body is lying down on the floor. How many body parts are able to spread and relax into the floor, and how many are held up above the floor with some tension into it. And we may not be able to preserve it as, perceive it as tension at this point, but maybe just feeling the space between the floor and those areas. Maybe there are areas that touch the floor, but they're kind of uncomfortable. Maybe you can sense bony parts. And hopefully, as we go along, we'll be able to give in to gravity and sense the changes. So take a minute, maybe to have like your inner eyes hanging on the ceiling, looking down at your body. Noticing the areas that are maybe kind of troublesome, maybe uncomfortable, maybe that you need to tend to more than others. And breathe into them and try to kind of let it go for a minute. And see if with your breath you can just get the body into a place where it's comfortable laying on the floor. Let's take a minute and imagine the floor coming up to greet the body, rather than the body going down. Let's see the floor coming up, supporting us, holding us. And can you give in to that holding? Can you be taken care of by the floor coming up and supporting you? Can you fall asleep like this for 10 hours? What would it take to give up the areas that are full with tension? And we know today that tension is one of the ingredients for disease, for illness, for misalignments of us and nature. And if you can, go ahead and bring your legs up so the knees are pointing to the ceiling and the feet are on the floor. If you want to leave one leg long, feel free to do that. And get acquainted with this new area or new position where the pelvis tilted a little bit. And let the legs fall again to long. And again, bring the legs up, or one leg up, and notice how your pelvis is changing its position. And maybe the weight is shifting a little bit up on the sacrum. And in this position, press both legs into the ground and let go. And do maybe 20% of what you can do. Press the feet into the floor and allow the weight to shift up on your sacrum, on the bone in the center of your hip. And then let go the pressure of the feet. And again, press. It's like you are trying to slow down a car very gradually. You don't want to push on the brake really fast and hard. You have a very delicate passenger or something in the car, and you're trying to very gradually to put pressure into the floor and transfer the weight. If you had a small zipper in the front, it's like closing up the zipper from the center of your pelvis up towards your belly button. No more than that, maybe even less. And as you're shifting the weight by pressing on the feet, try to see if the weight goes a little bit more to the right, a little bit more to the left. Is it dead center in your pelvis? Do you have one side of your hip that's larger than the other side? It happens more than you think it does. Is it a straight line? Does it wave as you go up and down? And can you reduce the effort of shifting that weight? And rest in the middle. And bring your right arm up above your head on the floor, somewhere comfortable where you can lay the hand and let the weight of gravity take you down. And get acquainted with that new position. And as you exhale, turn your eyes towards the arm and lengthen it. And when you inhale, come back into the center. As you exhale, turn your head and look at the elbow and lengthen the arm. And when you come back, inhale and come back to the center. So you are lifting the rib cage and opening it up by lengthening the arm and bringing it back to the center. Do it on exhale. The lengthening is happening while you exhale. Turn your head towards the arm and come back to the center. Exhale and lengthen the arm. Inhale, come back to center. And again, doesn't matter how far you go. You're exploring how the ribs are flexible and moving, and how high can you get? Can you get all the way up to the maybe the armpit? And when you relax, how many of the ribs are actually coming down in contact with the floor? So the arm is up as high as you can above your head comfortably. So it's a little bit higher than shoulder height if you can, unless you have injury. And you're lengthening the arm, and you're looking at the elbow of that arm as you're lengthening and you're exhaling. And when you inhale, you bring it back down. So the arms are down. Rest your arms completely down the side of your ribs. Rest completely. Lengthen your legs. And we're going to regroup and welcome the addition people. That's wonderful. And go ahead and drag your legs back up so the knees are facing the ceiling and the feet are on the floor. And press the feet into the floor and shift the weight up the sacrum just a little bit and back down. And press the feet into the floor and feel how the weight is transmitted from the tail towards the upper part of your sacrum and down. And notice if it's in the center of your hip or is it wavering. and let it go and rest. And bring your left arm up above your head and place it where it's comfortable, on the ground or close to the ground. Allow the elbow to relax. And on exhale, lengthen the arms, and on inhale, bring the arm back to rest. And on exhale, lengthen your arm, and on inhale, bring the arm back to the center. And on exhale, lengthen the arm, only the left arm, and it's down on the floor, and it's completely relaxed, and return to center. So we're trying to notice, the arm is up above, and the head is turning towards the elbow as you're exhaling and lengthening the arm, and try to relax the arm. It's not a stretching. You're trying to relax the arm completely. Let's go here. And when you exhale, you lengthen the arm and you feel the ribs opening up. And on the inhale, you return. And on exhale, you lengthen and you look at the elbow. And notice how far up the rib cage and up towards the armpit. There's an opening and lengthening. So it's opening and you're looking at the elbow when you exhale, and you're returning. And you're lengthening, you're looking at the elbow on exhale, and you're returning. And you're lengthening on exhale, and you're returning with the ribs, but the arm and the eyes are staying on the left, sorry. So you're finding the comfort. Now if you're sitting, then it's much harder because you don't have the floor, so you can return the arm each time. But if you're laying down, then keep your arm there, looking at the elbow and working with your breath, trying to allow the ribs to move, and slowly bring the left arm down and stay and notice how much of the ribs, how many of them, how much of the basket is laying on the floor with the arms to the side of your body. And we're gonna bring the right arm back up. We're gonna turn the head towards the right arm. The feet are standing, the knees are up towards the ceiling. And then now we're gonna take a small, quick inhalation as we're lengthening the right arm. So it's a short, almost staccato, but soft, to allow the rib cage to move with the elongation of the ribs, of the elbow. So the ribs are moving up together with the movement of the ribs. Quick, short inhalations. Your belly button goes in, and most of the air is moving towards the upper ribs. So it's like this.
Just one or two?
Just to the right. But you're not relaxed, you need to relax.
Right.
It's about the ribs, it's not stretching, it's not exercising. We're trying to enable areas that are not moving to bring them back into movement and to work with the whole system. So it's a Go ahead and bring the right arm down. And come to a sitting for a minute. Please. We're not going to get up. So, because there are some new people. So, yes, we can stretch and get better. That's not what the class is about. I love to stretch and I love to get to the end of movement. There's nothing more than I love to do. It feels great. What I'm trying to do in this class is to get this area that's usually we just carry it with us and we're not aware of it, to actually be part of the lengthening. So I can lengthen from here and put a lot of tension and weight into the stretching from only the muscles that, are the shoulder girdle, the 13 muscles that are around the arm. But what I'm looking for is to actually get the ribs to move to lengthen. So I'm going to try to figure out different places, and we already did the one class with the going inside the ribs to get that to go. So when I'm asking you to be there and relax the arm wherever it is, it might be here. For me, it's here. It doesn't matter where you are. When we do the short one, so look at my belly button. So it's about the ribs. The arm is an extension of the torso. Does that make more sense? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's do it again. So go ahead and go down. And let's get the right arm to somewhere comfortable. Above shoulder height, if possible. And we're going to do the short inhalation now. Directing the breath into the upper ribs that would lengthen the arm. And we have ribs on both sides. We have ribs on the front, but those ribs goes to the back as well. Which one are you sensing? Can you see the whole rib basket moving, opening? And let go the right arm. Bring both arms to the side. And see if you can observe the way that your body is laying down on the right side, in the areas of the ribs, versus the other side, the left side, that we did not do the short inhalation. So go ahead and bend your knees and put your feet on the floor and lift your left arm up above shoulder height to somewhere that's comfortable. And we're going to do the short inhalation. Allowing the ribs to move with the arm. So we're doing the left, and we are looking towards the left as well. We are looking towards the left elbow.
Thank you, Bob. Yeah, everybody else is coming in. Just get some your reading, okay?
We'll get much more if you do it in this place. We want this to move. Okay, and rest the arm down and bring your head to center and lengthen your legs and take your inner eyes again up towards the ceiling, or sink them down into your body and try to observe Where are the ribs in relationship to the floor? Can the floor come up and meet the ribs in a more pleasant way that we did before we started? And go ahead and bend your knees again and bring your feet to the floor. And push on the feet a little bit and transmit the weight along the pelvis to the towards the belly button, and let go. And exhale and press the feet and transmit the weight like you're zipping up jeans, and let go. And exhale and press the feet and shift the weight up. And then do it a few more times while you're trying to visualize the floating ribs, the lower parts of the rib, and see if by transmitting the weight very kind of quietly, if you can feel those ribs coming in contact with the ground. If you have a really big arch in your lower back, you may not. But see how far you can transmit without pressure, without pushing. Again, it's like slowing down the car to a red light, trying to preserve the passenger from jerk. So you're doing it very gradually. You're pressing on your feet, you're exhaling, and you're shifting the weight up your pelvis, and you may get to the floating ribs. Good, and rest your legs and rest your torso. And now bring your right arm up above the head, above the shoulders, somewhere comfortable. And let your left arm hang down with the palm up. And lengthen the left arm down and look down to the left. And come up. Back to center. And lengthen the left arm down as you're looking down to the left, and come back to the center. And notice the accordion or the ripple, the contraction on the left side of the ribs and the opening on the right side. So the head is turning to the side that you are lengthening the left arm. You're lengthening the left arm and you're looking down.
To lengthen it going down?
Yes.
Okay, thank
Down
you.
towards the heel.
Okay.
The right arm is up above your head.
Okay.
The right arm is up above your head.
Sorry.
That's okay. I repeat many times because sometimes we just don't hear. Not because we don't want to, it's just the way the brain is registering
I don't want
things.
to assume, I have to ask.
Yeah, but relax the elbow.
Okay, this one.
Relax it more.
Okay,
There.
thank you.
And lengthen the left arm and look at it.
Down.
Down, towards the heel. So your eyes are turning towards the left lengthening arm. And coming back to the center. Lengthening down. And come back to center.
Does this help the spine also?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the ribs are attached to the spine.
Okay.
So when you're moving in a gentle way like this, you're moving muscles that are attached to between vertebra to vertebra, as well as the large muscle that goes in big arches up and down the spine on each side of the vertebrae. And the key is
So
to become aware of,
Which side is either side of the spine is also becoming straightened? What is that called when you have the other sides are getting stronger? And the spine is in the middle. What is these two things? The ribs?
the erector spine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where our ribs are behind us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I feel that. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
So you're turning your eyes and you're looking down towards the left as the left is lengthening, and you're coming back to center, and each time is a completely new movement. You're not trying to rush from one to the other. You inhale.
So why does this one want to get so tense?
Because
Why
you're not
does-
relaxing it. Relax
Yeah,
it. Let
just conscious relax.
just relax it. It's not about exercise. We're
Okay.
not exercising.
Yeah.
We're learning new ways to move
Right.
with the body rather than just do an
Yeah,
exercise.
this one is very tense on my right.
So bring it down more. Bring it down more.
Okay. That's
No pain.
okay.
The brain cannot learn when we perceive pain. So go ahead now and lower both arms down and bring his body back to center. And take a minute to visualize and see the rib cage the way they are on the floor, since we introduce a new movement. And next, move the left arm up above the shoulders, somewhere that is comfortable. The main word here is comfortable. And now we're going to turn the head towards the right as we are lengthening the right arm down towards the right foot. The palm is facing up towards the ceiling. When we inhale, we come back to the center. We rest, and then when we're ready, we exhale again. We're turning the head to the right, and we're lengthening the right arm down towards the right foot. And when we inhale, we come back to the center and we rest. We allow the brain to perceive what we have done. We don't rush. And if you occupy your awareness and you pay attention, then it's not boring. And rotate your head to the right and lengthen the right arm, looking down towards the right leg. The knees are bent, the feet are on the ground. So the ribs on one side are contracting, on the other side they are lengthening. And come back to the center, lower the arms alongside the body, lengthen the legs. Allow the breath to flow in without any effort. Notice the capacity of you taking in oxygen. Has it changed? And one more time, just let the breath come in. And go ahead and bend your knees once again. Put the feet on the floor. Bring the right arm up above your shoulder. Find a place that it can hang out comfortably. It may be just tiny little bit above your shoulders. Absolutely not important. What's important is that there is no tension and no pain. And from here, you're gonna look to the right, you're gonna look at your right elbow, and we're gonna lengthen the right arm and we're gonna lengthen the left arm at the same time. So both arms are lengthening and coming back to the center. Do it while you exhale. So the lengthening movement is on exhale. It may be a quarter of an inch. That's not important. You want to move the ribs in both ways. One side is opening and one side is contracting. It's like an accordion. Visualize the ribs as a slingy, that one side gets really close and the other side gets open. Remember to turn your head to the right and lengthen as you exhale. So the main player today are the ribs. The arms are just an extension. You may want to visualize the vertebrae bending as the ribs are moving, as that sling is closing on one side and opening on the other side. Exhale as you lengthen. Inhale on the return. And come back to the center. Lower your right arm, bring your head to center. Allow your eyes to close for a minute. Allow the legs to lengthen. And draw your attention to the rib area. And notice the expansion on the right side versus the sensation and the feeling that you have on the left side.
What's up? Oh, I thought you were saying, well, I'm on my way. I'll pick up. So, that
So we're traveling inside the rib cage today. See what improvement we can achieve by allowing the ribs to participate in a movement rather than just leaving them unmovable as a cage. And go ahead and bend your knees once again, putting the feet on the ground. Knees are up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and bend your knees. And bring your left arm up above the shoulder, somehow closer to the head, wherever it is that's comfortable and without tension. Turn your head towards the left, and while you're going to exhale, you're going to lengthen the right arm down and the left arm up. The arms are not changing. The left arm is up, the right arm is down. The palms are up towards the ceiling. When you exhale, you're lengthening, you're not getting up from the floor, it's only the ribs that are moving. If the arms are lengthening, it's because of the movement of the ribs. Exhale, you're looking towards the left, and inhale, the ribs are coming back to center. Again, visualize the ribs as a slingy, where you exhale and the right side becomes short and squishy, and the left side opens up. And when you come back, the slingy is equal between the left and the right. When you exhale, the right side becomes shorter and the left is opening up. And avoid stretching the arm and try to be close to the head. That's not the point. The point is comfort, so the brain can learn a new place, a new way of including a movement. It's the ribs that's opening. It's this movement opening up. And come back and rest. And go ahead and bring the right arm up above the head. Turn your head to the right. Both palms are up towards the ceiling. The left arm is down towards the left foot. The right arm is up above the shoulder. We are going to do the short inhalation as we are lengthening the right arm and shortening and lengthening the left arm at the same time. And see how much you can move the rib cage now, up on the right and down on the left with a short inhalation. The head is turning to the right. Please don't do a big movement. Try not to jerk, even though the inhalations are short. It's not a staccato, it's just short. So you're going up towards the top of the lungs, to the upper quadrant of your right lung. But you're also lengthening the left. So this is a faster movement, but it's still comfortable. Both knees are bent, both feet are on the floor, both knees are looking up towards the ceiling. So the belly button goes in when you inhale shortly. And rest and bring the arms back to the sides. And wait a minute to see how that feels. And now bring the left arm up above the head and the right arm down towards the right foot. Both palms are up towards the ceiling. Turn your head to the left. Change arms. Keep the knees up, the feet on the floor. We're doing short inhalation. Belly button goes in. Breath goes up towards the upper lung. Your head is looking to the left the whole time. And what's moving you is the rib cage. The arms are just moving up and down because the rib cage moved. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, don't move your arms, don't move your arms. Let the rib cage move your arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Good. And slowly bring the arms down, bring your legs down, lengthen your legs. And take your eyes into an inner travel inside your body. Noticing the width of your ribs, the amount of breath that flows in, the space that you have internally inside your ribs. Each rib, the right one has 3 lobes, the left one has 2 lobes. For your breath to come in and for the breath to come out. How much of the floor is coming up now towards your ribs to greet it? Are you spread it a little bit more comfortably on your mat? And gently roll to a side, and from the side come up to a sitting position. And put your hands on your ribs. And move from up and down, not side to side, up and down. Up and down. You may want to put the fingers in the back if it's too hard this way, you can do it that way. And feel the flexibility of the ribs as high as you can to the side, not in the front, but to the side. And feel the flexibility, but try not to get out of center. Within the center of your body, up and down. Up and down. That's what we did. We did up and down. And now keep the fingers here and move side to side. Do you feel the difference? So then today when you go home and you have to reach to take something from the upper cabinet, if you are short as me, then you want to use, you want to use the ribs to reach up rather than just get it from the shoulder, because all those pains in the shoulders is because we use muscles that are not meant to do such hard work against gravity. But if we're doing it all the way by pushing, and that's why we started with the pushing, if we push the opposite, the leg we're standing on, and we're pushing over, and we are lifting the ribs and then lifting the arm, then we can reach, and we have way more than the miserly 5'2" that I am. Thank you very much.
Thank you.